Hey, what's up? My name is Chris Bain, and I guess I'm a comeback? And I say that like that because this video is about, it's a review of the IAMACOMEBACK system, but it's my experience with it. So I want to kind of give you how my drinking got out of control, what the decision process was for going to this program, what happened during the program, and an update now that I've been out of the program for almost 2 years. Where am I now? And was it worth it? Now, I'm not going to say that I have any magical advice, and I'm going to say a lot of cheesy things throughout this video, because cheesy things are what I held on to when I was getting sober. It was mostly music and cheesy sayings. So, one of my cheesy sayings I like is, everyone gets a million drinks in their life. I just already drank all mine. Now, I think that's a fun way to look at it. So, I had been a social drinker my entire life. I actually got my biggest promotion of my life in New York. I took some customers out, and next day, the major customer asked for me to be the SE on the account. So I got promoted from a junior SE to a field SE to a senior SE, all because of that, I won't say drinking, but because of that night and that bonding experience. And everything was under control until my foot got an infection in it. And I'm diabetic, so I didn't notice. Ended up having to get some amputation work done on my foot. Ended up not being able to walk for a couple years. Getting on all kinds of wackadoodle painkillers and stuff from the hospital. And yeah, my drinking just got out of control because there wasn't anything to do but sit on the couch and wait for tomorrow to happen. And after 4 years and 13 or 14 surgeries, when I say surgeries, I mean legit trips to the OR, getting put under, I still wasn't able to walk. And I wouldn't say that I was depressed, but I was discouraged. I had lost that, well, if I keep trying, you can only try that for so long until I just got defeated. And I let drinking kind of fill in that gap. Plus, I started dating this new girl who, she had a drinking problem too. So that didn't help. So that kind of fed into the problem. And I kind of bottomed out when I was laying on the ground because my bed had broken and I hadn't taken the time to order a new one or fix it. I'm wearing adult diapers. Yeah, that's an embarrassing fact of withdrawals. And also a side effect from the medicines I was on. My TV was laying on the ground in the living room, probably broken because I fell and knocked it over, but it had been there for like a week. And no one was coming to my house anymore. One of my friends, Brian, who's brutally honest, I asked him, hey, what's up, man? Everyone used to come to my house all the time. Like, what's up? And he said, no one wants to come watch you get drunk on the couch. And I thought, fuck, that's heavy. All right. So I decided it's time for me to quit drinking. Now, when you go in and you have an amputation, they give you a bunch of support people. So one of the support people, they gave me my life coach. She was an AA person, sponsor, been through the program, mentor, taught things. So she kept pushing me in the AA director. And it just didn't fit with me. Like, I can't see going into a program that is faith-based. I know it's not entirely faith-based, but whatever. But if that's not, I don't feel like I relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I needed something that related to me. Talking to someone about how hard it is with their wife and kids and, you know, it's just not relatable. I wanted to talk to people who were in my experience. Now, they also gave me a sponsor. Now, he was supposed to be someone who had an amputated body part, who was going to talk me into being okay with my amputation. That was never my problem. I actually kind of wanted to chop the other toes off so my feet match, but that's a whole different mental illness. His name was Trent, same as my stepson, and he was hilarious. So he was an ex-alcoholic. I guess maybe they thought I was an alcoholic and just paired me up with one, / drug user. And what was great about him was he knew all the words, but he was real. Like, he wasn't like, yeah. Like, once I got hiccups for 4 days. And I started hallucinating and going batshit crazy. So if you don't sleep for 4 days, stuff gets weird. And when I told him about it, hoping for some sympathy, he put me in my place and said, yeah, when I was on meth, that's when the fun started. And I thought, okay, some people are crazier than me. But I'm kind of happy I had the experience. I now know what that extreme craziness is. So if I ever think, am I crazy? I can flash back to that moment and go, nope, not yet. I've been far crazier. Now, he also, I asked him what the secret to him quitting drinking was. And his secret was he got on meth. He didn't recommend it, but not what he did. So I wasn't going to take his approach. So I'm not really into the I'm weak, alcohol rules me, it's a forever problem. And I'm watching YouTube, and this Mark guy comes on. He's in your face, and he's like, yeah, stop, blah, 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 and your drinking's not the problem. And I'm like, hey, I'm interested. It's only for dudes. It's only for, people who are trying to get ahead in life, entrepreneurs, managers, executives, and it's $5,000. Well, they don't tell you that up front. You find out when you get on a phone call. But, oops, it was $5,000. I don't know what it is now. And so you have to get screened to get in the program. Not really sure how hard the screening process was, or if I had just an amazing interviewer and floated through it. But after a lot of deliberation and Googling, and watching all the videos I could on IAMACOMEBACK, I decided I'm going to pull the trigger. Now, I did Google a lot of reviews, and a lot of the reviews to me sounded like people who didn't give it a fair shake. If you're expecting to join a program, whether it's a workout program, a sobriety program, or any kind of program, and you think they're going to give you a magic pill or say magic words and then you're just cured, and you're not going to have to put in the freaking work, you're wrong. So, another silly story. My stepmom. So my stepmom was in Weight Watchers. And I was younger, and she was talking about it, and I was like, well, is it working for you? And she said, no. She actually was the note taker, the timekeeper or something for Weight Watchers, which got her into the meetings for free. But because it was free, there wasn't any value to it to her. So she actually quit doing that and started paying and was having better success. And so I thought, well, this $5,000. I've never spent this much money on something that is not a thing. On just like a coach or a class. Or I didn't even really know what I was getting. I was getting the instruction set or tools for me to be a sober person. And for me to cope with reality. Now, a couple things they said stuck out. Alcohol is not your problem. When you're done with the program, you won't want to drink. Drunk me at the time was saying, bullshit, let's try this. Another thing was, you could drink after this program if you wanted to. Not saying it's a good idea, but you'll have fixed the real problem. And I've actually had my doctor tell me that my liver is fine, cirrhosis isn't there, there's no scarring. Still not going back to drinking, and I'll tell you more about that later when we tell you about where I am now. But yeah, it just made a bunch of bold claims. And I was like, let's do this. So, fairly high pressure sales technique, but I'm in sales. I saw all the signs of what they were doing. I was like, all right, fine, whatever, I'm down. Let's do this. And anytime I kind of wavered from the program, I just reminded myself, hey, you spent $5,000 on this, dumbass. You got to do this. So part of the program is there were like 3 meetings. At one point there were like 4. There was like a Sunday meeting. The meetings by far are the most important part to me because you get together anywhere from like 70 to 100 people at the time on a big Zoom call. And just like a general session where they cover a topic. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's marked live. And then you go into breakout sessions where you're with peers of your own who are also in recovery, and you guys just chat. It's just, hey, here's a thought. Go discuss this amongst yourself. Come back. We'll do a little group recap, then we'll break out into another thought. And there were, like I said, 3 of those a week, and they were awesome. I got to talk to so many great people. In fact, a couple of those people I still chit-chat with now, even though I have been out of the program for almost 2 years. A big part of the program was also journaling. So, taking out a journal, writing it down, and I thought, that's stupid. Like, I'm not the kind of person who journals. But, I paid $5,000. I'm going to do this. So, I did the journal. There's the 7 F's. I'm not giving away any secrets with that, but basically it's a style for journaling. I don't actually use that one anymore. I've modified it to something that fits my life a little bit more. But I do still journal. It's not daily, but it is on a regular basis. Because writing things down to yourself, for only you, that you then go back and read and hold yourself accountable to, is an amazing thing. And also, you forget about all the tiny victories. I go back in the beginning of the book, and I read some of my goals, and they're like, don't drink today. And then, toward the end, it's like, launch your iPhone app, get marketing budgets down, get this going. I'm like, okay, my goals went from tiny little goals to holy crap, I can't believe I'm a business owner. So it was super awesome. Now, sometimes Mark got a little preachy, a little Messiah, and they also do these there's an upper tier of business coaching kind of thing that they try and bring into it. And there was kind of a fitness element they're bringing in at one point. And I didn't go for those because it just wasn't the right fit for me at the time. And I guess we'll get to why did I quit. So I got sober during this. I think it was a 6-month program. And then it was like $100 a month to stay in for the calls, which I did because, again, the calls were the most important thing. I don't know that is still the pricing, but so I got sober. Long story short, I got sober. It worked. Once I got sober, I got a job again. Started working, stayed sober. Work got in the way of the calls. Ended up canceling out just because I didn't have the bandwidth to join any of the calls. They were Monday, Wednesday, Friday at like noon. And I normally had to go out to lunch with my team and my manager. So it was kind of anti-work to have that schedule. I kind of wish I would have kept in because now I'm remote. Now I would definitely join those calls again. So I am kind of looking at jumping back in maybe to it. If I can still get back in for the good price or we'll figure out where we're at. Now, so I didn't quit for a bad reason. I quit just because I didn't have the time. But what I recommended to someone, if you're willing to put in the work and you're a badass and you don't want to like kneel down and be like, alcohol is my God, I have no power. You're like, fuck that. I'm going to nail this. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to move forward in my life. Yeah, it gave me a great set of tools. One of the things Mark actually said to me that stuck with me is I was bitching about something, I think about my pool. And he goes, hey, all I've heard is a bunch of things you can't do. Can you tell me something you can do? I thought, wow, I'm super negative. I need to flip this around and be like, all right, here's what I can do. And if that's not good enough, well, then that's more on you than on me. But just sitting here being like, I can't do that. I can't do that. Wasn't getting anything done. And again, the right words from the right person when you're in the right mindset make all the world. Anyone can tell you the same buzzwords. So hopefully some of my buzzwords land or at least get you moving in the right direction. If you are thinking about going sober, I recommend Tom McDonald. He's got a couple songs like Withdrawals, amazingly accurate if you've ever been through withdrawals or sober. Also, Dax has a great song called Alcohol. So music was the best thing I had going on. My dog was huge, taking him out for walks. In fact, he's what got me to get sober. Really was the last kind of thing was I still had to get up to feed him and take him outside. I wasn't going to let my dog suffer. So having a pet was huge. But yeah, the IAMACOMEBACK program definitely, it helped. It gave me the tools that worked for me. So I would give it a good thumbs up. Now let's talk about where I am now. We're 2 years later, or about a year and 8 months since I dropped out of the program. Or quit the program, or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't consider myself to be a recovered alcoholic. I definitely drank way more than I should. But I think it's just not a word that I think fits me. Because I don't think I got depressed. I got discouraged. I got upset. I got flustered. Maybe that's just another way of saying depressed. But in my mind, in my mental gymnastics, did IAMACOMEBACK do a couple things I didn't like. I guess I gave you all pros. So now I'll give you a couple things I didn't like. They did take a screenshot where I had my name and it was a bunch of us in the Zoom call with our cameras on and put it in the Facebook chat group. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more anonymous because I was a lot more embarrassed about it then than I am now. So now it wouldn't be an issue for me, but at the time I remember being very upset about that. Now, the support team was great. They talked to me. They told me their reasoning. We did get all that done and settled. So in the end, that was the biggest thing that upset me. Another thing, I was supposed to have a one-on-one call with Mark, and that never happened. It was scheduled once. It got rescheduled due to a conflict on, I believe you're in, sir. And it never got rescheduled, and then I got out of the program. So, hey, you still owe me a phone call, bro. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't organized. I didn't write notes. I just wanted to do this. I pulled this shirt out and wore it for the first time. And it's because now I'm proud. So let's get to where I am now. Now, I bought a camper. I'm going to all 48 states in the U.S. this year just to get out there and see stuff now that COVID's over. So follow my YouTube channel, MrChrisDoesStuff, for that little adventure of me going out. What else am I doing? I'm launching my iPhone app, which is QRLife.me. It creates QR codes for influencers or people, anyone who just has a digital footprint that you want to share. But unlike these crazy things out there that are $100+ a month, 99 cents one-time fee for a static code, or $2 for 3 dynamic codes you can change whenever you want, do whatever you want with them. Plus, unlimited juices, unlimited scans, analytics. We can do Wi-Fi codes, we can do forwarding codes, we can do all your social network. Just tons of features, super cheap. If it doesn't look amazing right now, we are launching a major update here in the next month. So, depending on when you see this video, if it's kind of a blue-green background, that's the new interface. If it's not that, don't worry. All the QR codes or cards you make now will move forward. So yeah, business owner. I still have my job. Love my job. I'm really good at my job. Camping remotely has proven to be actually quite fun. And yeah, I'm in a place where I can't believe I am. Yeah, it's amazing. So if you can grab onto any of those and you want to get sober, cool. If you want someone to chit chat with, hey, go to MrChrisDoesStuff.com and contact me. I got no problem jumping on some calls and helping out and just telling you what I did. Again, I don't have answers. I'm not a guru. I'm just some dude who drank way too much for a while and quit. But there were some tricks that worked for me. So yeah, hopefully this helps someone. If not, felt kind of good to get it off my chest. Oh, and one thing. This is one thing that has impressed me beyond belief. I was, like I said, embarrassed earlier. And like when I would go to things, I would tell people, which is true. I'm not drinking right now because I'm on antibiotics because my foot was healing. And they started saying stuff like, oh, dude, that's so great. I wish I could quit drinking. I'm drinking more than I want to now. And I thought, wow, work people are opening up to me and telling me that they're actually proud of me, and my friends are proud of me because I'm not drinking, and they are, which I was kind of a little jealous of, but they're all struggling with it. Now what's great is, oh, hold on. Mark likes to do this. The action shot to the fridge. This was my worst enemy. This is vodka. This is, in fact, how much vodka I drank a day. Yeah. I used to know exactly what time to order the Uber to get the vodka in the morning, and the last time I could get it at night. Uber wasn't the problem. It was me using Uber to do a bad thing. But this is in my house. My buddy, he's traveling with me. He drinks. There's vodka in the camper. There's vodka in both freezers. My ex came with us last month, and she drank. And none of that pushed me towards drinking. If anything, it just reminded me, hey, you don't have time for that. Like, I can't take 4 or 5 hours out of my day, plus recovery time in the morning anymore. Like, I got stuff to get done. So, alright, there's my action shot. Final wrap up. Go to MrChrisDoesStuff.com. Subscribe to all my channels. If you got a drinking problem, I do recommend this program. If you're willing to put in the work, do the things, even if you think they're ridiculous, stupid, or goofy, or won't help, just give it a whirl. And then once you've done it for the 3 months, 6 months, whatever period, at that time, if it still is stupid to you, then modify it or quit it. I don't care. It's for you. It's whatever works for you. But you got to do something. Just sitting there and having that last drink, it's at one point will be your last. Ooh, that was grim in the teeth. I do remember sitting there one night. I had a shot in my hand, and I was looking at it, and I thought, you know, the difference between drinking and not drinking is putting this glass down before I drink it. And yeah, I put that one down. And that's the last drink I actually remember having in my hand. So, actually, on a cool side note, I am rambling, whatever. This is the extra content. We'll just pretend it ended a while ago, and now I'm just rambling. One of my friends who makes coquito knew I quit drinking and made me virgin coquito. So that was pretty dope. Most places have mocktinis, so fake martinis that taste just as good. All the calories, none of the booze. So yeah, actually, sober living's kind of a thing. Kind of a cool thing. You get a lot more done. There's a lot more time in the day. So, hopefully, this message hits someone who needs it. If not, it was kind of, I guess, therapeutic for me. Alright, I'm going to go get back to doing stuff. In fact, I got to get a haircut. But have a great day. Do what you do. Go outside and do something. COVID's over. Be nice to someone. Give someone a hug. Yeah, that's all the positive things I feel like saying now. Peace out.